All right. This is Craig LeBlanc, the Doorman, your host of the Bitcoin Daily Morning Show, doing a little recap as to what we talked about this morning. Wow, what a show. Normally a 2-hour show went on for 3.5 hours, a little longer actually. We had a question that was posed to us. I guess the group posed to itself, what is more valuable than Bitcoin? What could be possibly more valuable than a Bitcoin to someone who has kind of taken the dive, gone off the deep end? Well, that's an interesting question, because one thing we always ask ourselves as people that have come to accept Bitcoin as the greatest asset we could hold is, okay, if you want me to sell it, for what? What am I selling it for? Am I selling it for a piece of land, for fiat currency, dollar bills, US dollars, gold, a stock, trust in another company, maybe trust in a team of men that they've got this idea that's going to outpace Bitcoin? Most of us come to the conclusion that there is nothing that we would sell it for, but I think we found something a little different this morning on the morning show. Something came to me, I shared with the group, so I want to share it with you here now. What is more valuable than Bitcoin is you. Your thoughts, that gray matter between your ears. If Bitcoin can buy you some time, and you take that time and you think and you create, well then humans can create something of infinite value. Think of who gave us Bitcoin. Satoshi stood on the shoulders of giants, finished the work that they couldn't, or maybe it wasn't their time yet, but as the cypherpunks contributed to our knowledge base around language and coding, Satoshi finished the project and handed it to us. Where did that come from? That came from his mind. And how much creative genius is locked up inside of you, only waiting for you to give it time to be born. What great idea, what great piece of artwork, what great piece of music, what song is yet to be sung because you just don't have the time yet. Because maybe you're too busy putting 40 hours a week on a job for a paycheck so you can pay some electric bill or buy some food or whatever, right? But if you find yourself owning some Bitcoin, not wanting to sell it for anything, I would recommend buy yourself some time. Buy yourself some time with your Bitcoin. Sell your Bitcoin, buy yourself some time, and why don't you just create something? Surely inside of each of us, there's a Michelangelo dying to get out, dying to express itself. I believe there's an artist in every one of us. Maybe there's a book unwritten in your head. Maybe there's a comment on Twitter, or X rather, that only you can say. Maybe you can frame a sentence like no man has ever framed it before and create the perfect meme that's gonna rule them all. Perhaps you have the one meme to rule them all in your mind. And I would suggest get some time on your side and spend more time creating. Spend more time using your mind for its highest purpose. Spend time, buy time with Bitcoin, and then spend it using the greatest creative thing we've ever seen in the history of the universe, and that is the human mind. Especially if you're in love. Man, if you're in love with what you're creating about, magic happens. That's why they say, a man who loves his work never works a day in his life. Stop spending your time working for a cheap piece of paper. Spend your Bitcoin buying time for your mind to create. How does that come out of a show today of a bunch of Bitcoin miners talking on a Saturday over coffee? But it did. It's amazing when curious minds come together and just allow themselves to just freely think among each other, the type of content that comes out. I was blown away by my co-hosts and speakers and the stuff they said this morning. So wanted to share a little bit of that with you today here on X. and on YouTube and everywhere else, Nostr, we can pump this content coming out. It just keeps getting better. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only person in the world that realizes the awesome content that, 500 or 1,000 guys are coming together. I'd say one of maybe 12 of them come up to the top, maybe 20 people, and just share their thoughts around currencies, the world, the assets, but so much more comes out of it. Love this Bitcoin community. Wow, what a great group of intellectuals I get to serve. Join us tomorrow morning on a Sunday where we're going to have a talk about philosophy and the philosophical foundations of Bitcoin, because they always seem to come into play. And I don't think you're going to want to miss it. So I'm going to record a couple of these because there's like 2 or 3 other great points that we brought up this morning. And I want to break it up into a few different videos. Plus, I'm trying to figure out this software. So if I had 4 or 5 videos to play with, I think it'd be a little bit better than one big long one. So signing off. See y'all tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern. I am Craig LeBlanc, your host, the Doorman of the Bitcoin Daily Morning Show on X, soon to be everywhere else we can get it. So love you guys. Thanks. Bye.